everybody. I'm Jim Noble, and welcome once again to the Coach Josh Conklin Show. You know, it was a beautiful day for football in Lexington, Virginia on Saturday. Almost as beautiful as it is here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We love our little backdrop here at Gibbs Stadium. And, Coach, you know, I've got the stat sheet right in my hand. Yeah. I looked at the stats, the numbers, went back and looked at the game Saturday against VMI, and every number on that stat sheet looked like a winning effort from Wofford, probably both offensively and defensively, but 31-21, VMI got it where it counted on the scoreboard. So did you take a lot of positive when you went back and looked at not only numbers, but videotape as well?
Yeah, no, we did. I think that, you know, we're 1-2 right now, and I told our team, you know, that's the reality of who we are right now. But on the flip side of that, the margin for us in terms of getting to be 2-1 really is not that far. We gave up 3 explosive plays that turned into touchdowns, or that were touchdowns on defense. But offensively, we ran the football, and we were 11 for 18 in the pass game. We moved the ball efficiently, but we couldn't score in the red zone. So everything that's correctable right now, but we got to correct it, and we got to execute it at a little bit higher level, especially when you're facing really good football teams, which we are going to in this conference.
Defensively, of course, the injury bug has hit Wofford. That happens in big-time college football. I could go down the list, but it's only a half-hour show. There's a lot of guys banged up. You are missing a lot of key parts and pieces. The flip side of that is you're playing a lot of younger guys that, in your words, have a very high ceiling. Kind of elaborate on that if you could.
Well, we got a lot of guys in our program right now on both sides of the ball. Defensively, you're seeing them more specifically than probably offensively, but they're talented players, and we held our own. And I say held our own. We did a great job defending those guys for the most part, except really 3 plays. And so that high ceiling, when you look across the board, those guys have a lot of growth, which is going to be great for the immediate future, meaning this season, but also for the years to come. There's a lot of good things happening in our program right now. Our goal right now is to go see if we can get a win against ETSU, and we have the ability to do that.
Well, when we move forward, we'll take a look at the highlights from the VMI game. We will check out this weekend's matchup. The Terriers going up the road, up the mountain, to visit ETSU in Johnson City. And we will have, yes, another edition of Conklin's Corner as we take a closer look at one key play during the last game. So keep it right here. The Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by RJ Rockers, continues right after this.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be our most capable heavy-duty pickup. Because of this, we gave the all-new 2021 F-150 an available 12-inch touchscreen. Because of this, we built Ranger with a terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Don't miss the chance to get a 2020 F-150 with up to $10,531 in total savings at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Welcome back to the Coach Josh Conklin Show. So you get out there during VMI. First of all, they'd had like 7 inches of rain. And the field, while it looked great on TV, it was a little squishy and it was kind of humid out there. Were you worried at all about field conditions and guys having the right cleats on, anything like that?
No, I think you talk to your defensive backs about just making sure that your feet are underneath you all the time. But it actually was in better condition than I thought. They did a really nice job, but both teams had to play with it.
Absolutely. And as it's turned out, both teams scored on their opening possessions. It was a very entertaining first half of football in Lexington, Virginia. 1st and 10, Keydets from their own 28. Pass out to the side. That's going to complete. And Tom, there he is, catching a short one from Colin Ironside. Michael Jackson on the reception. Now goes back the other way on 2nd and 6. Head off to Bridie, right up the middle. Gets to the 35, pushes the pile forward for another yard. Romello Gray was the first Terrier to get there. That gives them trip wide receivers to the right. Instead, it's a handoff inside, and breaking loose, it's Bridie across midfield. 40, 30, and drugged down at the 32-yard line of Wofford. And gets the snap, looking to throw, looking right down the middle, and he is sacked. Coming in and making the step, big number 55
That's
for
Woolery.
Wofford. Yeah, Cameron Woolery. Ironside of the shotgun, back to throw. Looking right. Now it's down the seam, and it's complete to Harris down to the 5, and they convert on 3rd and 18. He's going to hand off to Bridie. Bridie cuts left, hit at the 1, tries to stretch it over, and touchdown. The referee from the near side signals touchdown as Bridie extended the ball. Now he shifts over to the left. Wyrick in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Here comes Mulligan, right up the gut, gets maybe 2, thrown backwards by the interior of the Keydet defense. It almost looks like a 4 tight end receiver with the receivers that close to the line of scrimmage. Wyrick's back to pass. Short one, complete, droves for the first down, dives across the 35, and they will move the sticks. 3rd and 3, Wofford. Ball's at their own 42 on the left hash. Walker is in the backfield next to Wyrick. They're going to option right. Wyrick takes the pitch and finds the seam across midfield, cuts back, and he's hit into VMI territory at the 43-yard line. It's a give up the middle. Breaks loose, 30, 20, foot race to the end zone. Irvin Mulligan, touchdown Terriers, 43 yards on the scamper. And Wofford's a point away from tying it up. Out there, just a freshman. All right, this time Ironside throws it to the right flat. That's going to be complete. Short gain, Brimijan, the receiver. Wide left. Ironside back to pass, had some pressure, has to dump it off short to Jackson, and he'll be brought down in the open field. And a great tackle there by Kagan Campbell, who brought him down right in front of the Terrier bench, and it's 4th down. Shotgun snap. Wyrick waiting for it. Hands off, and it's pitch left, and Wyrick makes a miss and gets the first down. He was trapped at about the 40-yard line, a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, and danced around. Warren Dabney made a miss and got a first down, give him 5 yards on the play. In motion is Watkins over to the left side. Wyrick in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Over the middle, dumps it, it's complete, and plenty of room to run for Watkins. Over the 30, into VMI territory, down to the 26-yard line. Another big play on 3rd down. Mulligan and Walker in the backfield. Wyrick will throw on 1st down, the slant. Oh, what a catch by Jim Welsh! Oh, fingertip diving catch on the slant from the senior. Takes the shotgun snap, he'll roll to his right, cuts it back in. Jimmy Wyrick, touchdown Terriers from 4 yards out, and Wofford takes the lead. James Wells was in there to make the stop. Now Ironside is going to be sacked all the way back at the 10-yard line, coming up and making the hit there. Boy, Wofford's really gone through a lot of guys. Rhett Russell made it. From a cast of hundreds so far. As Ironside is back to pass, everybody's covered, and he's going to go down again. 1st and 10, Terriers from their own 42. Wyrick throws out to the right flat, long throw, and a complete down the sideline, knocked out of bounds. That was a good pitch and catch. RJ Ko, the reception, and to his left on 2nd and 8. He's going to pitch the ball again. Left-sided ball hits the ground, and that's going to be recovered by VMI. The first turnover of the ball game. At Harris, as Tom likes to say, he's the middle of those trip receivers looking down the seam. Instead, they'll hand it off to Bridie, and he's going to get a first down. He drug a couple of Terriers, leading them to the win at Cornell last week. Now he'll roll out to his right, look deep, and it's out wide open, blown coverage, touchdown VMI. Backs. Brimijan, who was at Chrome Knox, got a chance Knox. Hard to see a 6 and an 8 with these numbers. Either way.
It was Chance Knox.
Yeah, either way. It's a 20-yard touchdown.
They're sucking down the water in the Powerade.
1st and 10, Terriers. Wyrick in the shotgun. He'll throw to his right. Short pass is complete. It's Ko. Makes a man miss and then gets, he's still on his feet. It gets the first down. Thought it was going to be about a 5-yard gain. RJ Ko made 2 Keydets miss. Dove across the 35 to the 36, 1st and 10. He'll take the snap. Hand off. Sweep left. Down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds is Broussard. Pretty good gain as he was able to turn the corner. See what Wofford can do with Walker on the right side of Wyrick in the gun. It will option right. Wyrick keeps. There's a seam that closes quickly. He got down to the 5. It's not enough for first down yardage. Clock is still running with 52 seconds to go. The offense on the field, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 2 from the VMI 5. Nathan Walker in the backfield next to Jimmy Wyrick in the gun. Snap. Wyrick. Hands off to Walker up the middle. He did not get there. A surge from VMI. So at halftime, all tied up at 14 between the Keydets and the Terriers. Man, that last drive that ended about a minute and a half before halftime, something like 7 minutes off the clock. I know your mentality is to go for it on that 4th down. What did you see there?
Well, we felt like, they're going to be able to score some points. That's been their MO every year we've played them. So I didn't feel like we could exchange, field goals for touchdowns. We had such a good drive. We were running the ball efficiently, and I thought we could get 1.5 yards or 2 yards. And if we get that, we knew we had the ball coming out at halftime. That may completely turn that game in our favor. Going back and looking at it, I would have probably done the same exact thing and gone for it again on 4th down. We've got to be able to get that, but it's one of those decisions that you make and you live with. And I just felt like we needed to get a touchdown off of that great drive that we had.
You talked a little bit also about trying to get more misdirection and maybe some less predictability out of those short yardage plays. Obviously, 2 offensive coordinators, co-offensive coordinators, Tyler Carlton and Dane Romero, that are still kind of working through the process of play calling. Quickly, if you could kind of tell us that collaboration and the pipeline for when a play call comes from one of them or both of them to you, how does that process usually take place during the game?
Well, I mean, Dane Romero is the guy that is really kind of collectively calling the offense play to play. Tyler has obviously a lot of input during the game planning process, and then there's also a lot of communication between those 2 guys and the rest of the staff in terms of the play calling. As a head coach, I let our offensive coordinators do that. I'll have my input, but it's more big picture stuff. Do we need to control the clock here? If there's something that I'm seeing that they're doing defensively, I'll communicate that to them. But they're the ones that are putting all the information together and then calling the plays as we go through the series.
All right, 14-14 at halftime. When we come back, we'll see what those halftime adjustments were for both sides. Get you to our second half highlights right after this.
Why is that man wearing face paint? What's the e-ticket? Can we get popcorn? Can we get funnel cake? Can we get ice cream? How many steps are there? What's offside? Why is that car a trough? How tall is that light? How cool is that? Can we come again?
We sure can.
Football season, the best time of year, no question.
And welcome back to the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by RJ Rockers. I'm Jim Noble. All square at halftime. You know the inevitable adjustments are going to happen on both sides. Scott Wachenheim, a guy you really respect, he was going to tweak some things defensively. What were you guys looking to change at halftime?
Well, I think one thing that we knew that they were probably going to come out on offense and give us some different looks in terms of, pass concepts and routes. They did a good job of running the ball as the game went on, I thought. And then offensively, defensive, going against their defense, it really just came down to, can we execute at a higher level? Can we score in the red zone? And then what were they going to give us as far as change-ups? There's always that cat and mouse game, but those were some things that we were looking at.
All right, without further ado, your second half highlights from VMI. Eamon Worry and Vernon are the kick returners for Wofford, and that's going to be fielded by Eamon Worry on his own 2, and he'll bring it out across the 20, 25, 30, Okachi Imanwuri is driven out of bounds in front of the VMI bench, all the way out at the 37-yard line. Right up the middle, this time a backside pursuit. Oh no, it's a great fake. Mulligan had it. I saw the fullback get tackled and Mulligan had the ball. How about those ball handling skills from Jimmy Wyrick, and Mulligan's all the way into VMI territory. Wyrick is back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, looking to go up top, wide open, but he threw it too far. Oh my goodness. There was not a man within 10 yards of Garrett Vernon. Ready with a handoff, bounces outside, and he's got room. Across midfield, driven out of bounds and slung out of bounds by Donovan Anderson, but not be. Showed some strength there. Now looking to pass, going deep, slant, and it's not going to, oh, it's complete. Touchdown VMI. Looked like it was going to be intercepted. And I think just a misjudgment in the backfield. It's Thomas on the touchdown. He stopped for a very short game. Might have gotten two. Ball comes out.
Yeah, I think Wofford has it. Yeah.
Does have it. There's your turnover, Tom Henson.
There's Woolery.
Coming out with the football is Cameron Woolery. I don't know if he stripped it out. Everybody here is stunned.
Moving the tight ends, yep.
Two tight ends move to the right side. VMI shifts over that way defensively, and Wyrick's going to run that way himself. Put the ball down. Now he'll get a yard or two. Got inside the 10, maybe to the 9, and they got thrown backwards. And snap is down. Kick is up.
He got it.
And that is good. So Walker Glearmers tags 3 onto the board for the Terriers. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Bridie up the middle. Whoa, plenty of room. Up the seam. 10, 5, and he will zigzag his way into the end zone. Corey Bridie from 34 yards out. And VMI is about to go up by 2 scores. Grown 42 as we kick off the 4th quarter. Wyrick back to pass. Blitz coming from the right. He sees it and hits the wide receiver Vernon. Just trips up. Oh, I thought that Garrett Vernon was going to be able to break it. Even so, he's into VMI territory down to the 40-yard line. Here of the 4th quarter, VMI leads Wofford by 11. Backs on either side of Wyrick. He'll hit it straight ahead. Room for Mulligan. 30.
Good cut.
Inside. Cuts outside. Can he make one more cut? He can. 10. Down to the 6-yard line before he's hauled down. 31-yard scamper for Irvin Mulligan. Back behind Jimmy Wyrick. Wyrick is under center. He's going to sneak it and push it in for the touchdown. Got a nice shove in the back. All right. Spread formation. Walker to the right of Wyrick. Tight end Droz is in the backfield as well. It will be Walker dancing, trying to get there. He will not. VMI collapses all over Nathan Walker and denies the 2-point conversion, keeping the score VMI 28 and Wofford 23. That one didn't look like it had a chance. Out of the locker room, as good teams do. Colin Ironside takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Bridie in too much room across midfield. Still running 40, 35, down to the 32-yard line of VMI. 25 yards for Corey Bridie on first down. Camden Knight, it seemed like, against Kennesaw State, and now they're trying to get VMI off the field on 3rd down. Ironside's back to throw. He's going to throw long to the end zone looking for Thomas, and it's broken up. That's a great defensive play by Isaiah Wadsworth from 42. From the right hash. That is up. It's got the distance, and it is good. Boy, that was right over the right upright. Garrett Vernon is wide to the left. So is KO. Empty backfield behind Wyrick on 3rd down. He drops back to pass. Rolls out to his right. Back across his body. It's complete. Holt gave up the first down, and now he's got to fight forward, and I don't know if he has it.
He's got a good spot on this side.
Right at the 25, the 35, so it should be first down. Move 5. It's still got to be a 3rd and long conversion. 6:48 to go. Remember, Wofford still trails by 8. Wyrick in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to pass. He's got plenty of time. Now he's flushed out to his right. Jimmy's still looking to throw it. Now he's going to have to run for it. Hurdles a man. He got knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 6. Oh, my. Forget the fingernail. Jimmy Wyrick gave up the whole body on that one. VMI could put the ball up here on 2nd and 9. Yep. There goes Ironside. Blitz comes to the back. The ball's loose. Who's on it? Wofford's going after it. Big scramble for the football. Oh, my goodness. Is that Ironside who got the ball back? Now the Terriers are saying they have it. It's all the way back at the 23-yard line, and it's going to be Wofford football. Droz in motion to the right side of the formation. Shotgun snap. Wyrick's going to throw, fakes the handoff, slant is complete. It's Welsh all the way down to the 15-yard line. Good-looking play design and a gain of 12 to the left side of Wyrick in the backfield. Wyrick back to throw, looking on another slant. Oh, it's going to be intercepted. Oh, a crushing turnover. The ball popped out of the hands of Alec Holt, I think, and popped up in the air. And VMI's Austin White plucks it out of the air. His hand gets the snap. It's Bridie again. And he's immediately brought down for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Camden Gray again swooping in to make the stop. Wofford is going to hold on to those timeouts. 2:52. Clock continues to run.
It is.
And this time he's back to throw. Oh, quarterback draw, and he's stopped for close to a loss. Battling back to the line of scrimmage is Ironside, but that'll bring up fourth down. Man in motion is Bart Kowiak. Wyrick drops back to pass. He's got to step up in the pocket. He's got to get rid of it. And tripped up. I've tried to run it. Tripped up after a 1-yard gain. Wofford has to burn a timeout here, and they do with 1:06 to go. 2 to the right. He drops back. Throws it high. Could not connect. Jimmy Wyrick. Wyrick in the shotgun, fades back to pass. Steps up, and he's just got to let it fly. It's complete, but short of the first down. He got the ball out, just had to absolutely unload it to Jim Welsh, and VMI was ready for it, and VMI will take over on downs and attempt to run out the clock. So your final score, VMI 31, Wofford 23. And you look at some of these numbers and, total yards, you guys were all over them. Time of possession, you run the ball for 256 yards. As we said at the outset of the show, winning numbers, just not enough winning plays, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I kind of like I told the media earlier, I think it comes down to, there's just a couple things it comes down to. We've got to eliminate the explosive plays on defense, and we've got to be able to score in the red zone on offense. We move the ball efficiently. We were effective in some of our throwing game. We were about 61% completion percentage. We'd like to get that to 70. So there is a lot of good that came out of that game, again, but it comes down to, can you execute against really good teams and eliminate some of those execution errors?
Certainly a couple of missed opportunities. Jimmy Wyrick, though, was a warrior. He still threw the ball pretty efficiently, ran the ball well. Most people don't know this. He had a thumbnail torn off his throwing hand during the second half. What did you think of his gutsy effort?
Well, just a tough kid, tough competitor, set himself up to have a successful day. I thought he performed well. There's things that, it's never good enough, obviously, in his mind or our mind as coaches, but it's definitely something that we can build off moving forward. But I think what you said there, just gutsy, competitor, those were all really great things to see.
We've talked about the defensive effort and all the guys who were being plugged in, the young players. I really thought you guys did a nice job on Jacob Harris, too. He had an amazing catch on the same play that we actually lost Miles Richardson to injury. But still, you held him about 60 yards receiving. This is a guy who quite possibly could be the best wide receiver in all of FCS and lit Wofford up in the spring game for 3 touchdowns and about 200 yards. What was the game plan against Harris, and why did it work so well?
Well, we had an awareness in our zone coverage where he was at all the time. I mean, we made a huge emphasis of that. One of the game plan notes was on, we can't let him beat us in the gotta have it plays, meaning the third downs or at the end of the game or 2-minute. He can't beat us. We did have a package in there where we double teamed him with a safety and our nickel. So we did some things schematically to try to neutralize him a little bit. You're not going to neutralize him completely, and there's sometimes where you got to let him go one-on-one, and it just seemed like every time we went one-on-one with him, they found him. So he's a heck of a football player.
Boy, a play here, a play there, we could have a different story, but right now, of course, as you said, we are what we are. Terriers 1-2, 0-1 in the Southern Conference, but another chance this week, and we'll look forward to the match up on the mountain against ETSU next.
The Southern Conference celebrates 100 years. Born in the South, raised on innovation, driven by competition, this trailblazing conference has emerged as a national leader on and off the field, marked by notable achievement, motivated by building lifelong leaders. It has been a memorable century. With respect for our legendary past, we move forward with honor, embracing the challenges of the future. The Southern Conference. We're just getting started.
And welcome back to the Coach Josh Conklin Show. You know it, you love it, you can't live without it. I probably said that a couple of times already this season. Conklin's Corner, as Coach takes an in-depth look at one play from the VMI game.
Play I wanted to pull out this week was our first touchdown in the first quarter, which was an explosive play. This play really starts with the whole challenge that we issued to these guys up front. That group right there, our offensive line. You know, one thing we talked to those guys about is we wanted to see good flat backs. We wanted to see defensive line getting displaced at the line of scrimmage, and we want to see them working as one unit. One nickel instead of 5 pennies, if you will. Really a focus going into this game and something that we wanted to get accomplished. In this scheme right here, we got 9. The call is 9 track, which is an inside zone scheme, which means the offensive linemen are all going to be taking a step to their left. When you watch this play, this 3 technique right here, who's the guy that lines up on the outside shade of the guard, will be moving inside to the nose. And the shade, who lines up just outside the center here, is going to move outside to our offensive guard. We worked this all week. They did a tremendous job up front of being able to pick this up and pass this off. As you can see here, our center does a great job of sealing the defensive tackle. We do a tremendous job here of the guard and the offensive tackle working the double team. You can see right here, we got him doubled. We will also now try to work up to the inside linebacker once he shows. But we want to take this double team and we want to displace this guy off the line of scrimmage. We want to get movement on that double team. It's really critical to the success of our inside zone scheme. Obviously, we do that, and we do create some space, and Irvin Mulligan, our running back, does a tremendous job here of just being able to hit that space at full speed. When you go to the tight, the one thing that I wanted just to kind of point out here from the tight copy, when we call this track, really what we're looking for here is we're looking for A-gap to A-gap. What's going to happen to this defender right here? And we work the A-gap. You'll see the A-gap opens up. When this guy leaves, we pick it up with the double team. And then I also want you guys to watch this block right here by the tight end. Not only does he do a great job of getting himself in position to block the moving defensive end, but he also does a great job of straining to the echo of the whistle and allows us to hit that area and hit the air and gain some real estate through the line of scrimmage. Irvin does a good job of hitting it, and then as you'll see, he runs through the defense's arm tackle, and once he breaks that tackle, he's in space, and that's a bad thing when that guy gets in space. So did some really good things in the run game. Really encouraged to see those guys come together. We're getting better every single week, and we'll continue to put that together with hopefully some explosive plays in the pass game as well.
All right, good stuff there. Finally, let's look at the game upcoming on the schedule. Man, what a challenge, but what an opportunity against 4-0 ETSU. The Bucks have been rolling. They beat an SEC team in Vanderbilt. They win an overtime shootout against Samford last weekend. They've got experience. They've got size. They've got a lot of transfers, and you haven't played them in 2 years, so you don't have a lot of tape on them. Other than that, no problem this weekend, right?
No, that's right. They'll pose a lot of problems for us. They do a great job offensively and defensively. They've been one of the best, in my opinion. They know what they're doing. And so, I think for us, though, again, if we can put together another really good game plan, go up there and execute it, any game we play in the Southern Conference, I think it's going to come down to a margin of error that's really slim. It doesn't matter who we play. It'll be a heck of a battle up there. We expect to be a heck of a game. We know they'll get we'll get their best, and hopefully they'll get our best as well.
And lastly, judging by some of the results from around the conference the first couple of weeks, it's a distinct possibility that one loss might not win this conference. It could be that much parity, and you might get some two-loss teams in there. It's a little early to talk about that, but that's why every game means so much, doesn't it?
No, it really does. And, I mean, in terms of the conference, it's so wide open. I think you've got good teams top to bottom. And, we were talking to Scott Walkheim about that before the game. We got really good coaches. We got good players. It is the Southern Conference, and it's a really good caliber of football right now. So it's a lot of fun to coach in, and it'll be more fun when we can get a win here.
Well, we appreciate your time as always. Things are moving in the right direction. You can just kind of feel that around this program right now. So we appreciate your time. Best of luck at ETSU.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, and we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here, and we will see you next week on the Coach Josh Conklin Show, brought to you by RJ Rockers.